Yes, we did it. Las Vegas meetup. We were at TechAlley here. Yes, February. It's been a great one. And there have been some amazing topics happening. Those who are bootstrapping and talking about investments, those who spoke on Gaussian spatial splatting with drones, UX, UI product design stuff, and even AWS, some of the generative AI tools that are happening. So much exciting stuff happening in the world. I definitely recommend you getting out, learning a little bit more, especially as the AI space evolves. You want to be knowledgeable about what's going on out there. So if you haven't already, go ahead, check out TechAlley, especially in the Las Vegas space, or just get out and understand and connect with those who are doing meetups in your local town. All right, build better products, keep designing amazing things, and we'll see you in the next one.
Here on the right-hand side is some code. So this is the schema. This is using Amplify AI Kit is what we're calling it. And this is how we're defining our calls to our backend large language models behind Amazon Bedrock. So I made this little demo AI story generator, which hopefully if the internet works, we'll see it. By the demo gods, we'll see how it goes. So here's the model using Plot 3 Sonnet. And also, if I just delete this, you can see here's all the different models that are available that I can just add in here, like Amazon Nova Lite, Micro, Pro, bunch of Claude, Cohere, Llama, Mistral. And then if there's an additional model that you want to add that's not on this list, there's another way, another API to add in like imported modules. So I added a system prompt here. You are a storyteller finder. This is probably for system prompt engineer people. This is probably not the greatest prompt, but it's probably fine for our use case in this demo. You're a storyteller finder. You will assist the user in finding a story that matches the story string, title string, or ID. And then we have some tools, but we'll get to that in a second. But let's see if we can just build a story. So I need some audience participation. Someone come up with an animal.
Platypus.
Platypus, okay. And what
I can spell.
P-L-A-T-U-S.
P-L-A-T-U-S. Something like that. Okay, what's the scenario that Platypus is in?
At a Mariah Carey concert. Mariah Carey concert.
As one Platypus
As
does.
Park MGM.
Platypus, I can spell.
So
Platypus.
Sarah nailed it.
How about we just say a concert, and is dancing to music.
I didn't like your spelling of platypus.
I know, it's the right there. Thank you. So I might have to do this. Let me refresh this page, make sure the internet's working. Copy paste this in here. So now I hit the button, so it's going to go up to the large language model. It's going to create a story using that system prompt. And then I'm also having it generate a picture for that story that we just created. Here it is. It's a warm summer evening, and the outdoor concert was in full swing. Harry the platypus found himself in the middle of the crowd. See, he's like dancing. So it created the story, and now I have the picture. And so this is using stable diffusion to make this fun little picture. You can obviously see if anybody tells what AI pictures are. You can obviously tell this is AI generated. Yeah, there's a couple people with guitars in the background.
Marker doesn't have acoustic music. I guess it's funny how like you would think it would pull something.
Oh, I just put a concert.
Yeah.
Right.
I just ran right there at Park.
So now we created this fun story, but let's see what some other capabilities we can do with this. One is we have this something called tool use. Like I said earlier, this is ways of like creating, like taking your LLM model and maybe having it connect to other data. So I have one called list stories. So this says, this lists all stories from the story model. Use it to find stories for the story field and display them to the user. So let's see if it works here. So I'm gonna go to chat mode, and I can ask it a question. So it should search the story. So search the story about, okay, maybe I should find me the story about the platypus. So now here is a chat interface that I created. I used that same components you saw on that previous screen. It was just a few lines of code. I'll show that in a second. And now it's going to find that story. So based on this description, it knows that I asked to show a story. It's going to look, the component's going to look through here. The LLM's going to look at it and say, oh, he's asking for a story. I'm going to use this card to display it.
So this is actually an example of RAG. Okay, so when you created the story, it stored in the database. Now what he's doing is saying, hey, find the story and show it to me. So it's doing retrieval augmented search. It's going and finding the story and using further generation capabilities to present it. So it's an example of RAG.
Is the language model just taking that description and figuring out what to do, or is there elsewhere in the code where you like specify to do RAG?
Okay, so you have one large language model that will basically create the story. Can you use another one for doing the analysis of the database? Or is it the same, or are you forced to use the same model?
How does that conversation look like at a mid-sized company where you already have a lot of AWS infrastructure? It's fragmented naturally the way it is, and there's a lot of control about who's doing what. Like, I'm thinking about like my SRE team saying like, no, we're not going to deploy a bunch of like front-end engineers to have like full access to this stuff. Like, how are you guys positioning that?
Okay, so the fifth principle is error prevention. Can we stop mistakes before they happen and help people fix them easily? So the easiest one to remember is when you're checking out. I know that this is super tiny, but when you are ordering something from Amazon or online, you usually have a, hey, let me check to make sure I have the right size, I have the right quantity before I actually purchase. So does your app or website have the ability to do this before a user completes an action? Can they edit their information? Can they edit what they're ordering? And can they do this easily? So one thing I've noticed in Amazon, I think they have, if you have a quantity of 1 and you want to delete it from your cart, usually you have a 0, and then it's like, okay, but is it still in my cart? And I think now instead of a 0, it goes to a trash can so that you actually delete that product from your cart. So you're not wondering if you're still purchasing. So can beginners use it and can super users use it? Is there ways for both of them to interact with their app and complete the task that they want to complete? So for example is creating bulk emails. Someone who is maybe not tech savvy can go in and copy paste the different people that they want to send an email to. You can also have an email list with a BCC and insert multiple people that you want to send the email to. Or maybe if you're a super user and you know how to use automation, you can figure out how to do that and put one click of a button better than having to copy paste. But your app should have all 3 of these things. That way you can cater to the different experience level of your users.
I noticed in a lot of these tech spaces, there are some folks that are there to just understand what's new and what's exciting. And then there are others who are actually in the space, who do this day in, day out. And to see the variety of folks that were there was enjoyable because it let me know that there are people who really want to understand what's going on in the space. That's one. And then 2, there are others who really want to build on the nuances of those particular products and services. And so they come to these spaces hoping for a deep dive into some of that. And I think if you are able to cater to both audiences, then you'll get a really good turnout because you'll capture that you'll cast a wide net for folks who just want the information, but then you'll also stimulate the interest of those who have been doing it for a while, who are very, very advanced in their space. And that's one thing I took away from this, just learning the volume and the sheer variety of things that you can bring into this space and make it valuable. So we're definitely going to check out the next one. This one was good. this one was valuable. And, until the next time, we're just going to keep it moving. Thank you for all the folks that were there, that showed up, that showed some love, that have really good things to showcase and demos to offer. Definitely some valuable things there. So we just gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Till next time, we'll see you then. It's a lot of sunshine, a lot of beauty happening right now. So we just gonna take it in, keep it moving.